Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Thursday, April the 4th, and this is a quick hit on the indexes. So, we have plenty of signals tonight, and just wouldn't be proper if you couldn't make an argument in either direction, right? So, here we are with the Dow, up almost 56 points, and there's several things to look at. Last night saying that certainly had a more bearish outlook in relation to the indicators, but that we were still expecting a bounce. That was in the daily running thread, and we did get a bounce. A lot of it happened overnight, and for a majority of the day it looked like it wasn't going to pan out. But by the end of the day, it did take care of itself. What do we have? Well, we have a big red candle from yesterday. And we know that the resistance points are the midpoint and the top. And it would be inverse if we were going the other direction. And where did we stop? We stopped right about the middle part of the candle resistance. It did pierce. But it would have been better if it had closed above this. But at least there was a pierce. Beyond that, the indicators, by and large, still look rather poor, but there's some other things to consider tonight that aren't going to be visible on this chart, so I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to go to the Dow Jones Transports. I know I don't normally cover this one in the nightly videos, but this one has been important because it's been falling far before the Dow and the SPX decided that they were going to run into some trouble. Now, why would we look at this one? Well, we've gone deep into the long-term moving average bar, and we ended today with a very pretty hammer. Very pretty hammer. And it is definitely at the bottom of a possible range. We look at this, and you look at the indicators besides the 14-day RSI moving average. We can see that everything is really darn low and trying to turn. If we were to have the transports try a recovery, partial recovery, I'm not saying that this is going to new highs, but even a partial recovery would be, I would imagine, viewed as very positive since it's been getting so beat up for a much longer period of time. Just something to consider. Going on to SPX. And SPX, very similar to the Dow. We can see there is some more development on SPX to the downside than the Dow. But you can also see that the CCI has leveled out. And yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. No need to rehash. Beyond that, did it get to the halfway point? Well, it's where it retreated from its high. So in that relation, not as strong as the Dow. But look at the 60-minute. Because, I mean, at this point, you could look at this and say, well, it all looks pretty bearish to me. And I don't know that that's completely accurate for the immediate future. And here we are with the 60-minute. You can see it fought all day long and closed decently. But all that really matters here is the indicators. Can we get to previous high or somewhere in there? And I personally believe that it will be getting to, the 165 area at least. That's my feeling. And one of the reasons why I believe this, look at the MACD histogram, look at the MACD, the RSI, the stochastics, and the CCI all pointing up, and the 14-day RSI moving average is really darn low. And I don't think, I mean, it could get locked there and everything turns around and goes back down to meet it. But yeah, I just don't think that that's what's going to happen at this moment. Now, there is a problem in the fast and slow stochastics in that they should get to the top, they should drop back to the bottom, and then they should move up again with the 14-day RSI moving average, assuming it's going to go back up to the top, and that will line up well with the MACD histogram, and all the other ones. Stochastics being so darn fast the way that they travel. So there should be some more up, and then some down, and then if everything goes correctly, some real up. And that can, yeah, at least half of that can happen over the next market day. So very, very interesting. And needless to say, if we go down and it all falls apart, then we'll have to change everything. But for the moment, that's what it looks like. And to flesh out that hypothesis, because it is a guess, I had to look at the VIX. And here we are with the VIX. Said last night it beat one of the recent highs, this one right here. Today it was able to beat yesterday's high. Very nice. It did close below yesterday's close. But is this a healthy candle? No, it is not. It is not. It's not at the top of a range, so don't get me wrong. I don't think you can count this as a shooting star or anything like that. But this isn't a healthy candle. Its one saving grace, in my opinion, is that it closed above the long-term moving average bar, which is going to damage it some more, help us up more in the long term, which is very important because we will have a decent decline in the not too distant future, in my opinion. But just for today, yeah, this isn't overly exciting or healthy. Beyond that, what do we have? We have decent alignment for further move to the upside. There's no doubt about that. We don't have a topping or bottoming area of any real significance at the moment. There's nothing to be gleaned from that. So we have to move to the 60-minute and see what it looks like. Yeah. Now it starts looking a little clearer, in my opinion. We had this trend line here that is kind of rough. I still think it's decent. And we move through it. It would be entirely natural to come back down and hit it, and then see if it breaks it or if it bounces off. That certainly seems to be the case with all the indicators in the 60-minute time frame. Stochastics down, CCI down, RSI hanging out. 14-day RSI moving average very high. Won't take much to turn it down. Looks pretty bearish to me, at least until just shy of the 13.5 area. That'll be very interesting. And moving right along. I still don't know if I can make TNA work because it still has not recombined itself. I just can't, just don't think I can make anything out of that at the moment. I need to see if I can do something to fix that. But I will go along with SPY so we can look at the internal structure volume. This is very interesting. SPY being slightly different, spinning top, not very impressive. But if we look at its volume, we were saying last night the tell should be the on-balance volume, that it would go down to the target area and most likely bounce. And that is exactly what happened, giving us our little move up here today. Yes, you can have one day bounce up, bounce down, just zigzag all the way around. But atypically, when you move away from it, you get more than one day in that direction. I'm kind of leaning in that direction for tomorrow. Actually, I kind of believe that that will be the case tomorrow, but could be wrong about that. But there's no real change here. We have no new reds, no new greens, nothing that really gives us a super edge in that regard yet. And I said that we would look at silver because it was so interesting. And look at that. We have a spinning top. Be better if it was a reversal candle, which it is not. Down here, able to close inside the lower Bollinger Band for the very first time in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And beyond that, what do we have? We definitely have a bottoming area filling out in the heat map. We have the CCI cruising on up. We have the stochastics. They look like they're trying to turn. The 14-day RSI moving average went sideways. Going sideways on the RSI, very low. Look at this positive divergence on the MACD histogram. It is immense. Immense. The MACD itself is still pointing down, but I think that this one has real potential. And the last 2 days saying that it looked extremely interesting, but that we needed some sort of a sign that that this is going to turn. Didn't really get that clearly today, but I do think that its chances are definitely turning up. This could be a very nice area for a bounce of some sort. We do have the two gaps right here. I don't know if both of them will fill, but I do think that that this one will fill. And going on to my other current favorite at the moment, HRB. Had another not great day. It did fulfill the downtick target today, so that is done. This bubble is fixed. And the question becomes, well, what's it going to do now? I still think that overall it looks pretty darn bearish, but it is normal to get some kind of a bounce. We've already seen it after a small decline. This isn't quite a small decline, but regardless, I still think that this one is interesting. I would love for it to bounce up here towards its recent high and fail. That will be an outstanding area to short if it gets up here and would appear to fail. And that's it. I'm still looking for more of a bounce tomorrow, and we'll see if it happens. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. And there are employment numbers tomorrow. It's going to be huge. Have a nice evening.